I know I keep disappearing for like about 3 weeks at a time lately, but I'm sorry about that. Soon we will be back on track to once a week recording, hopefully, and we'll see where that goes. But at the same time, y'all know at this point, I upload when I upload. I care about this channel, just I care about my life a lot more. So if you're back, welcome back. Thank you for coming back again. I did want to do a thing for the whole month of October, or whole month of Halloween, I guess I called it earlier. But yeah, didn't happen, as you can see. But I did always want to make this video. Hopefully it turns out the way I hope it turns out. So, and hopefully maybe you guys can relate to this growing up. But this is going to be about basically movies or shows that help influence my spirituality, or were signs to me growing up that it makes sense why I love these shows and movies so much now, right? So yeah, we're just gonna get into it. The first movie or show I like to bring up or talk about gets me growing up into who I am today would be Eve's Bayou. I have to bring up Eve's Bayou first, because first and foremost, how could you not? It makes sense why I love that movie so much. I literally saw myself in that little girl's eyes, you know, and it's crazy. Even her auntie, I have two family members, very, very close family members, my mother and my grandmother, who's also very gifted themselves, and they kind of, it's just a lot of it reflected back to just my childhood. That's the only way I can explain it. I mean, from her hanging with her aunt to learning things, seeing the priestess to do a spell on her father. You know, if you haven't watched the movie, I mean, it's an old movie and I watch it every time. It comes on a few times on BET, so that movie is just a classic, and it definitely helped someone like me, a young black girl, you know, in the South, and just dealing with certain things or experiencing certain things and seeing certain things, not to that exact situation, but to the degree of the spiritual aspects of things. Another movie, maybe you might not think it's too spiritual, but it kind of was to me, which was Crooklyn. And why I say that, and once again, old movie, hope I'm not spoiling anything, and no, I cannot remember names for the life of me for any reason, for some reason. But I remember near the end, if you remember the end of Crooklyn, you'll understand why I think it's a spiritual aspect. And the whole movie as it is, hearing her dialogue, her narration was almost like her intuition to me, sort of thing that she was listening to and giving information relating on, and also per experience that aids her understanding things and catching on to things very quickly. Even the sad thing about what was going on with her mother, if I'm not mistaken, from the movie. But especially like I said at the end, when she has the flashbacks, or she's seeing everything and hearing everything for what it was and what it is. It was sad, but it made perfect sense, especially when, in a way, well, I hope I'm not spoiling it, but you know, you skip forward a little bit, but when her mom's basically her last time seeing her mom and things like that. Start from my dreams. They're just gonna act how they act, and they're gonna do what they do, and I'm not going to try to control them. So that's another one that aided some things in more of a reality perspective as well, kind of way for me growing up as well, with these same intuitive thoughts and dialogue and things like that. I would say as well, spiritual aspect type, and I don't know, I hope people do agree with me. Growing up is, of course, the OG of OGs is The Color Purple. The Color Purple, really, another, most of these things I might point out, like movie-wise, might be Southern movies, but it's a classic that everyone loves. But especially, like I said, being a black woman living in the South, or a black young girl growing up living in the South, y'all will understand, or feel like you understand why. Even just a black young person growing up in the South, you know, just being black, period. But it just makes perfect sense to say The Color Purple, because even hearing her dialogue and the energy, even at the end when she put her hand up in his face, like, it's just, that also helped about that mentality, that mental power, that personal power, that experimental aspects of it too. Definitely fired up a lot of things inside of me. So it just, you know, I don't know, I had an ancestor kind of vibe to it. It's just something about it always has an ancestor kind of vibe to it, even though it's a very crazy story at the same time, but it's just so many aspects that is just involved. It's just like it's teaching this aspect of spirituality where how experiences and words through people can also be a message as well. How you can tell in a situation that this is your chance to shine, and this is your chance to get out of that situation. This is your chance to use personal power and understand that nobody can, hold you back, and that you see what you see, you feel how you feel, and take back your life and take back your power. But it sounds very typical, but at the same time it gets deeper than that. I don't know who hasn't seen The Color Purple at this point, so I hope that makes sense. I could get really deep, but I'm not sure to make this too deep. Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Now, this is to me the first Black princess. I love her. She, before Princess Tiana, I'm a fan. But if we really want to talk about the first Black princess, yeah, so what are you talking about? So, Kaida, or Kita, we I always say Kaida, but just the whole Princess Kaida as she is. I embody that energy. I embody that life in a sense, in the intellect, tapping in the ancestral traditions and things like that. So, it's just, man, if you haven't watched Atlantis, the Lost Empire, or any of the Atlantis, you need to, okay? It's a gem. It's a gem. No one talks about it enough for me, but Princess Kaida deserves her flowers, okay? Even though she's not a real character, but she embodies real people that have went through this real experience, except for, of course, the fantasy part with the whole entire, ship and all the extra stuff. But you know what I'm talking about, the spiritual experiences. The scene with the necklace is enough for me. Like, the scene with the necklace is enough for me. That crystal around her neck, her father, her seeing all her ancestors, just, yeah, definitely helped me grow up. Definitely one of my favorite movies, Disney movies of all time, other than Anastasia. And if y'all don't know Anastasia now, but let me not get into that. But another show or movie, but this is really shows, trilogies, and movies, is Full Metal Alchemist. Oh my God. How could I not bring up Full Metal Alchemist? If you haven't seen this anime, I don't care what this is. This is my top 5. And it fights between number 2 with Inuyasha. I mean, number 2 and number 1 with Inuyasha, and Full Metal Alchemist just goes back and forth. A few of the gems, of course. Most anime is usually spiritual, if you haven't noticed too, as well. So if you grew up with Inuyasha and Full Metal Alchemist, then you definitely understand the severity of how this changed your life, especially watching this as a kid. I have to bounce both of them because I'm pretty sure, because Inuyasha was next on my list anyways. So looking at those two animes, let's just narrow down to Full Metal Alchemist. The Airwood Brothers. The first episode, saddest first episode I've ever seen in an anime in a long time, and there's other ones too, but it just, masterpiece, art, masterpiece. I saw myself in so many people. Even the brothers, when it comes to the magic, the spirituality, the alchemy. And alchemy's real now. Alchemy's real. And Full Metal Alchemist, we trying to do some stuff now, but I didn't go too far. But that is definitely an embodiment of spirituality, awakening, power, personal power, misuse of power, fighting against other energies and powers, putting things together, following my elements and rules that are in place, is just making something so beautiful. Man, amazing. And then when we come down to Inuyasha, how the OGs of the OGs, Kagome, the Jewel Shard. If y'all know me and if you follow me on some of my personal things, and Twitter, Instagram, before it's gotten hacked at this point, hopefully it's unhacked by this point this video's uploaded, but probably won't be, but you have seen my tattoo, okay? I had to have the Jewel Shard, okay? Because 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. This anime was the first anime that I've ever watched in my life. Other than Dragon Ball Z, I guess. But I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan, so don't kill me. But I'm a Naruto fan. I am not Dragon Ball Z too much. I have my knowledge, but I'm not too much of a fan. But Inuyasha was my very first anime in 4th grade. Binge watched and really took it in, especially during that time in my life, about 4th grade, 3rd grade. The experiences I had at that point of living in a haunted home, dealing with demons, being a medium myself. If you are a medium, and you already know, growing up as a medium is very intense as a child, especially. So just to be able to watch that show, I don't know, something about it just really, it resonates with me, and it still does to this day. Okay, I'm a big Inuyasha for life. I'm 23 years old now, and I got this I had to get this tattoo, so that's definitely a banger. And I'm gonna tap in. You know, I have to do an honorary mention because I can't, in a sense, actually 2 honorary mentions that just came to mind. I can't act like they didn't help me. Childhood even includes your teenage years as well too, because you're still underage. So Death Note and Bleach. I hope that says enough. And I hope that when I'm editing this, like, you can just see little clips of just giving you an insight of things I'm talking about. Oh. It's over for it. But I just have to get the honorary mentions, because if you want to talk about the spiritual realm, good or bad, Anubis. But so yeah, just have to get those 2 honorary mentions. My second to last mention is Coven. Coven. I was in high school when Coven came out, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely was, or at least coming into college. But Coven. American Horror Story. Now, y'all, you can't tell me, I don't know how many of y'all have not watched it, but I know it's a lot of y'all that have watched it, and I'm watching the season again. Coven, I'm the new Supreme. That's all I gotta say. Now being grown, I'm the new Supreme and up and coming. But no, that show is just unexplainable within itself for the concepts, even though there's still the fantasy like in it. It was a lot of truth as being a witch myself, of being a spiritualist, a priestess myself. It is so much truth in Coven. It's ridiculous. And I wish, now one thing I do wish, and I'm pretty sure it's probably, well, it is kind of real, but in modern terms, I wish, especially where I'm located and stuff, I wish there was more houses like that, I guess. I mean, I'm pretty sure there probably is one around here, but I'm not Wiccan, so you know, Kemet. But other than that, I'm going to go back to Africa, to Egypt, and check all that out and get into those homes. But other than that, until I probably create one myself, but it is a lot of truth to that, and that definitely, the witches woke up on that one. Okay, the witches. That was definitely like our Michael Jackson anthem, basically, the show arising all the witches that didn't even realize they were witches. And then we're going to continue on talking about witches. I have to talk about one more OG here. The Craft. Now, I haven't watched it fully. I don't know where this accent just came out, but I'm just talking. But I haven't watched it fully. And I have watched it fully, but all the parts in different orders, but then I watched it in the right order. Either way, I didn't see almost all of it, basically, and I got the whole entire gist and summary of this movie. Even recently reviewing this movie again and re-watching this movie again, like fully to an extent, and I still want to re-watch it again. But I love, of course, how one of the two of the witches from the movie, and I can't remember their names, so excuse me, tell me in the comments if you remember their names, but the black one and the white woman, the first most, the one that we all love, you know, he's sorry. He's sorry. Oh, he's sorry. He's sorry. That's what I'm talking about. They are both into this stuff, so oh my god, and I'm so upset I cannot remember her name, but the one with the curly hair, she also has her own oracle decks out here, so how interesting is that? And then the one in front, of course, she also runs she has an art studio she keeps, I think, to herself, if I'm not mistaken, but she is very familiar with that world as well too. Now I have seen that she doesn't probably really want to deal with too much of that lately, but it's okay. But sis know, sis awake, sis know that. But other than that, the movie itself is very how can I explain it? It's very funny. I like it. It's like almost like the Mean Girls of witches, in a sense. So I'll definitely say that. Now, luckily, of course, I didn't turn out like that, but it is a great movie at the end of the day, and it does also teach about going overboard, ego being driven so much that you can end up losing yourself, or not even healing yourself as a witch, or being healed. If you can't be a healer, if you can't heal yourself, you know, so things like that. But I know what the title's gonna be. So the title's gonna probably be, like I said earlier, movies and shows that influence spirituality and witchery. That's probably exactly. So yeah, I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to be talking to y'all, because I'm definitely, even though life is going with life, but I'm embracing it. And sorry if I don't upload as much as I usually do. I'm gonna keep uploading, y'all. Trust me, I'm not dusting this channel, but you know, your girls gotta get to a bag, and your girls got people out here to save and pass some messages from the spiritual realm and all this kinds of stuff going on here, and in real life, in reality of that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, because of course, why not? Why not? You know, of course, you're gonna wait a little bit for some content each time, but I got content backed up. Content backed up. And also, your girl's trying to get a new computer, trying to get a new laptop, so I can continue to edit and just throw y'all some stuff out there. So, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.